Today I want to share my experience in my healing journey to the willing of live. So for a long time, I had these repetitive thoughts about my worth and how I was not important, how my life wasn't worthy, and these kind of things. And I've been doing through these years after the spiritual awakening a lot of healing to really um, heal my inner wounds and shift my perception about myself and about life. But lately, I've been focusing on my inner child, and I've been doing some inner child treatment, and I did an inner child treatment today early in the morning to the wounded inner child that was guilty. And so was a healing with energetic healing, and also words, some protocol of phrases that we need using Ho'oponopono to heal that part of the inner child. And then I had this really insight coming from my spirit guides and spirit team that was working with me in my individual healing. And they showed me that when my mother was pregnant, my grandmother sent her a curse so that she would lose the baby that was me. So my grandmother didn't want my mother to have me. So I grew up with this belief that my life wasn't worth living. I wasn't allowed to live. I should have died. And also that I wasn't welcome, and also that my existence wasn't important. So, as I acknowledged this, and I realized that because my life was really important, because God orchestrated something to really allowed me to be born. My grandmother used some really deep and dark magic, really dark. And I knew already that she sent a curse to me and my mother, but I didn't knew back then what was the purpose of that curse. And that curse not only did wanted to end my life in my mother's belly, because I was born in my mother hid the pregnancy until she was 5 months pregnant. So that's one of the factors that the curse didn't have effect. And also, she was studying in a foreign country because we live in Portugal. All the family was from Portugal, and my grandmother sent my mother to study in Ukraine. And that is why God pulled, sent her to another country so that I could be born. Because previously, because I went to other mediums and I did consultation, this healing was done by myself, but I did previously in other consultations, and one of them told me that my mother, before having me, had several miscarriages, but provoked miscarriages. She didn't want me. She did an abortion. Uh, for all the babies that she could have, she didn't have. I was the first one, and and I have the responsibility to break generational curses. And here am I. But throughout my childhood, throughout my teenagehood, throughout my adulthood, a big part of my adulthood, I didn't want it to live. I didn't felt welcome in the world. I didn't felt it like my existence was important. And because of this healing that I did, I realized that that wasn't mine at all. That was a situation that was a willing, or there was the perception that my grandmother had about my life. Of course, my grandmother raised me, so I was raised by my grandmother most of my life. And she started to love me, of course, in a conditional way, because she was a narcissist and still is. And she had these dark entities attached to her field that fed from negativity, guilt, and destruction, anger. And my mother hated me, like in a had this hatred towards me because of that curse. And she had these attacks, like she turned into a demon because of the black magic that my grandmother sent to her all the time, because she was always reinforcing the curses. And so I really got, it was like she wanted to get rid of me. And I felt that in while I was growing up, like while I was a child. Sometimes she looked at me like really, like I shouldn't have had you, and told me things like that. It was really cruel. But now I do understand that it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault at all. My presence is important. I am worthy of living, and I am welcome. So, I wanted to share this because sometimes we are carrying, sometimes, most of the times, we are carrying burdens that aren't even ours to carry. Burdens that someone from our family, someone that knew our family, or some friend or whatever, some partner, throw at us, and we believed it that was true, and we lived our life carrying that belief. So I wanted to share this. If you are feeling like you don't matter, like your life is important, whatever, go do some therapy, go do some healing work, holistic work, go hypnotherapy, something that can really go deep into the wounds and release them, because your perception of yourself in your life will for sure shift. Love you all.